Episode 7, From Surviving to Thriving, Reclaiming Joy Without Guilt. Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back to Who Takes Care of Me, the podcast where we get real about self care, healing, and creating space for yourself without guilt. I'm Coach Yudi, your grief coach and guide, and today we're talking about something that a lot of us struggle with after loss or major life changes: feeling joy again. Because here's the thing: grief, stress, and exhaustion can make us forget what joy even feels like. You've been in survival mode so long that joy feels foreign. Maybe you feel guilty for laughing again after loss. Maybe you don't even know what makes you happy anymore. Sis, I need you to hear this. You are allowed to feel joy. Joy is not betrayal. It's not selfish. It's not something that you have to earn. Joy is your birthright. And today, we're going to talk about how to invite joy back into your life without guilt. Let's get into it. Why does joy feel so hard? Let me ask you something. When was the last time you felt pure joy? Not just a brief smile, not just pretending to be happy for the sake of others, but real, deep, belly laughing, soul warming joy. If it's been a while, you're not alone. A lot of us, especially those who have been through grief, single parenting, or just life, we get stuck in survival mode. And survival mode does not make space for joy. Because when you are just trying to get through the day, joy feels like a luxury. Happiness feels unsafe. And if you've lost someone you love, joy can even feel like betrayal. But sis, let me tell you something. You don't have to stay in survival mode forever. You deserve to live, not just exist. Building the body. Why we feel guilty about joy. So, why does joy feel so complicated? Here are 3 common reasons why we struggle with joy. First, you've been in survival mode for too long. When you've spent years trying to make it through the day, joy feels foreign. It's like your body and mind doesn't even know how to relax into happiness. Second, you feel guilty for moving forward. If you've lost someone, whether through death, divorce, or life changes, joy can feel like a betrayal. You might think, how can I be happy when they're not here? Third, you don't know what brings you joy anymore. When life has been all about responsibility, stress, or grief, it's easy to lose touch with the things that once made you happy. Sis, if any of this sounds familiar, I want you to know it's okay. You are not broken. You just need to give yourself permission to feel joy again. And I'm going to help you with just that. Why joy is essential to healing. Let me tell you something very powerful. Joy is not the opposite of grief. Joy is part of healing. Think about it. When you allow yourself to laugh, you release stress from your body. When you experience joy, you remind yourself that life is still worth living. When you embrace happiness, you show your children, friends, and loved ones that healing is possible. You don't have to wait to be fully healed before you embrace joy. Joy is part of the healing process. Practical self-care guide. How to reclaim joy without guilt. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Okay, I want to feel joy again, but how? Where do I even start? Sis, I got you. Let's start small. Here are three simple ways to invite joy back into your life. First, do one thing that used to make you happy. Think about the time before stress and grief took over. What did you love to do? Dancing? Painting? Singing? Do one small version of that today, just for you. Second, create a joy list. Write down 5 things that make you happy, big or small. It could be a favorite song, a walk in nature, a movie that always makes you laugh. Now, do one thing from your list this week. Third, let go of guilt. If you feel guilt creeping in, I want you to pause and ask yourself, would my loved one want me to be miserable forever? Is that a rule that says I must suffer to prove my love? Sis, joy doesn't erase your grief. It honors your journey and you are allowed to heal. You are allowed to be happy. My affirmations of the day. I give myself permission to feel joy. I want you to repeat this after me. I give myself permission to feel joy. I release guilt. I embrace happiness, knowing that I deserve it. Breathe that in. Let it settle in your spirit because you deserve joy. Sis, you are not just meant to survive, you are meant to live. Here's what I want you to do next. Share this episode with a friend who needs a reminder that joy is allowed. And make sure you subscribe because next time we're diving into a big question. Who am I now? Reconnecting with yourself after loss. We're talking about identity, self-discovery, and finding yourself again after everything you've been through. Sis, take care of yourself. You deserve it. Till I see you next time.